Hi everyone, this is Stephen Whitfield with Drilling Contractor. Right now I'm joined by Ricky Cummings, Principal Advisor, Well Control Systems at Chevron Technical Center, and Martin Kearney, Head of Well Control Equipment at Maersk Drilling. And we're going to be speaking about the recently launched IADC Subsea Competency Assessment Program. Mr. Cummings and Mr. Kearney were both involved in the development of this program. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us today.
For having us.
Thank you, Stephen. It's a great honor to be here to talk about the program.
So my first question is pretty simple. What is the IADC Subsea Competency Assessment Program? What are its objectives and how does it work?
So the program itself, it's a competence assessment for offshore subsea crews. It's a bit similar to the Well Sharp program that the drill crew follow. However, this one is tailored more towards equipment operation and maintenance for these crews. Some of the objectives, we really feel that as an industry, we would like to set a minimum level of competence. And one way to get there is to have a standardized competence assessment. So that's one objective of the program. I can only really talk for Maersk Drilling. It's vitally important that we continually monitor the competence of our resources. We hold it in high regard, and I really feel that the assessment is one element that can fulfill that. And as the industry recovers from a downturn, crews can come and go. So it's a great opportunity to ensure that we do have something in place to monitor competence.
Yeah, just from an operator's point of view, I think the point about the downturn and employees going from company to company, from an operator side, we have no insight as far as what the competence of that individual is working on the equipment that's on our wells. And this program now gives us insight to that on the technicians that might be working on this equipment that's vital to the success of the well.
Yeah, one other point I would like to add to it is that some of the industry standards and specifications and also regulation make reference to employees that operate and maintain their equipment must show a certain level of competence. And I really do feel that this program can help meet that requirements. The program has three elements to it. It begins with an application from the applicant. And within the application, there's three requirements. One would be to submit his resume, and that's to give the review panel an overview of the candidate's work experience and previous qualifications. And the second requirement is 2 letters of recommendation from the candidate's employer or elsewhere. And also the candidate has to specify if he would like to take a level 1 or a level 2. And level 1 is more for assistant subsea level, and level 2 is for senior. So with that, the application is reviewed, and then the candidate will go on to do the assessment. Once the assessment is completed, if the candidate has passed the assessment, he's then presented with a certificate which is accredited by IADC. The certificate itself lasts for 3 years. After the 3 years, the candidate will then be required to take the assessment again.
What was the motivation for putting this program together? Why does the industry need it?
Back when this program has been in development for some time, and back when we first started looking at developing it, the industry was facing high downtime around some of this system. So we were looking at different ways to reduce that downtime and look at more reliable equipment. One of the things we saw causing the downtime was human errors, whether that was the equipment manufacturers or the equipment owners during maintaining or testing it, inspecting it. And it was even on the operators requiring and asking the equipment owner to do something to the equipment it wasn't designed to do. So industry started looking out. We looked around other industries to see how other people were handling this kind of issue with equipment reliability and human error and downtime. And one of the interesting programs we found was the Federal Aviation Administration's Airframe and Power Mechanics accreditation program. So it was interesting because the control system on our subsea BOPs is strikingly familiar to the control system on these airliners. The difference is you have to be accredited, licensed, trained, especially for those systems before you can even touch them. And so we were on our systems, the subsea BOP control systems, there's some of the same exact components in there, or an electric over hydraulic control system. But we didn't have that kind of accreditation in our industry. So we looked at that program hard to develop and come up with an accreditation program for these guys that can go from company to company and still show that they have that kind of training and they're competent enough to work on these systems.
Could you talk to us a little bit about the development process of this program? How did you ensure that it meets the industry's needs?
The development of the program is actually a bit of a funny story. It's been ongoing for let's say many years. I think in excess of 10 years now. We've been trying to develop the program, and it's with great thanks to IEDC that we're finally there now. But it was developed by a group of industry subject matter experts who put together various questions, all relating to equipment maintenance, testing, and operations of well control systems. The effort did pause for some time due to the downturn of the industry, but we're delighted that we've picked this back up again, and it's now complete, rolled out, and live. One of the funny aspects to it, when we tested the system just recently at the start of this year, there was several questions actually that were, let's say, outdated. They were referencing old specifications from years ago when we started the development. So we had to go back and, let's say, update, revise some of the questions to make them relevant to today's specifications. So it was interesting to do the test ourselves and see the questions and remind ourselves just how long the effort has taken us. So that's just a bit on the development. It is all complete and tested and now live and ready for candidates.
Well, gentlemen, thank you again for taking the time to speak with us today. Looks like this program is going to fill quite a few gaps within the industry, and it'll be interesting to see how it progresses moving forward, what the industry response is, and we're looking forward to hearing more about it. So thanks again.
Thanks, Stephen. We're excited about it.
Yeah, Stephen, thank you very much.
And thank you for visiting Drilling Contractor.